the Honorable Prime Minister of the state of Antigua and Barbuda, music man, the Honorable Pearl Boss, Gaston Brown, man.
Not them again, not them again, not them again, not them again.
Yes, I just the blessing.
I just the blessing. Father God blessing.
Well, more
Blessing. I just the blessing. I just the blessing. They can't stop us. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest. Every day of my life I am blessed. Straight. Barbuda, are you ready? Are you ready for change? Are you ready for Knacyntar? Are you ready for labor? I can see that this is a change crowd. You know, I have been coming to Barbuda for a number of years. I have participated in a number of meetings, and I can say that this is one of the largest public meetings that I've witnessed in Barbuda. And it's evident that the people of Barbuda are ready for change. And I'm not surprised. I was here about 2 weeks ago. Myself, the chairman, and our deputy chair. And 9 out of every 10 persons I spoke to, they said to me, we need a change in Barbuda. And they're right. Because you see, as they say, the chicken or chickens have come home to roost. What is happening now? The truth is emerging. And the truth shall set you free. I know that they have tried to demonize Gaston Brown in Barbuda for a number of years. Just as their colleagues in the UPP have tried during the last 8.5 years. But you see, the wicked, they only flourish for a time. And ultimately, the truth always rises to the top. And the Barbudan people are an intelligent people. And you've been able to determine that they have lied on the Labour Party. They have lied on Gaston Brown. They have lied on their previous leaders. All the BPM members and Trevor Walker would have done during the last 40 years was to create mischief in this country. My dear colleagues, I want to say tonight, unequivocally, that Barbuda has progressive destiny with Gaston Brown and Team Labour. My dear colleagues, it is not a coincidence that Barbuda is advancing. Barbuda today is the fastest growing island community in the entire Caribbean region and beyond. And that is because of the work of Labour. And it's also the commitment of my administration. And let me tell you a little about my personal commitment to Barbuda, because I know that many of you have bought into the lies, the rhetoric, but you must know the truth. Because as I said to you before, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. My dear colleagues, I've been coming to Barbuda over 30 years since I was working at Swiss American Bank. Your first gas station in this country was funded by Gaston Brown as a loans officer at Swiss American Bank. John Thomas and George James. Your first cargo boat, roll on, roll off, was funded by Gaston Brown. Again, John Thomas and George James. Then when I was here in 2012, the campaign for your support for the leadership of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, I said to you that Antigua and Barbuda would be one nation, one destiny with a common, one nation, one people with a common destiny. I said to you that Barbuda and Barbudans will not be left behind. I said to you that we will pay attention to Barbuda and to make sure that we develop Barbuda in tandem with Antigua. I said to you that Barbuda was a diamond in the rough. I went further. I said to you that Barbuda will become a luxury destination and will make a net contribution to the treasury of Antigua and Barbuda. Gaston Brown said those things to you 10 years ago. And 10 years later, you are now seeing the benefits and reaping the benefits of the vision and the work of my administration. And if there's one thing I say to you, my tongue is not a lying tongue, unlike Trevor Walker. And when I'm finished speaking about the commitment of myself, my personal commitment, and that of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, I say, let no lying tongue in this country speak ill about Gaston Brown and Team Labour going into the future. Let the performance, the commitment of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party from tonight resonate in the hearts of each Barbudan. My dear colleagues, I want to remind you that in 2014, in opposition, when you were owed 26 weeks in salaries and wages, is Gaston Brown who took $500,000 from his account and paid your salaries and wages. And I'm not bragging. I want you to understand my personal commitment to you. When Barbuda was decimated by Hurricane Irma in 2017, who first did you see? Gaston Brown. And let me tell you something. I recall from about 8 o'clock in the morning trying to get on to Knacyntar and the others. Couldn't get nobody in Barbuda. Tried to get the Defense Force to take me over the boat. They say, no way. We're the two treacherous. Gaston Brown, along with Ray John and a cameraman, jumped in a helicopter in treacherous weather and came here to see what was happening to you. You know what I did that? I did it out of love and care for the Barbudan people. I could have stayed in the comfort of my home. And whereas law enforcement said it was too treacherous, Gaston Brown said that I will not leave my Barbudan brothers and sisters unattended. And I jumped in the chopper and I came over here. And I was the first person to recognize the carnage, the destruction of Hurricane Irma. Then there was another storm threatening. And I stood in the truck and addressed you. And I could see the fear in the hearts, in the face of every Barbudan at the airport. Many of you asked me, Prime Minister, there's another storm coming. What are we going to do? I said to them, fear not, we'll find a solution. And that is when we took the decision to evacuate you to Antigua. Lo and behold, several months later, Trevor Walker et al., with their lying tongue, said to you that I concocted a scheme to take you off of Barbuda to steal your land. 5 years later, I ask you, has Gaston Brown stolen 1 square inch of your land? As I said to you, I come with the truth tonight. And I want the people of Barbuda to understand my personal commitment and that of my administration. When we were raising monies to recover Barbuda, we raised $22 million. Guess what? Gaston Brown raised all. It is Gaston Brown who called up Medina in the Dominican Republic, my partner there in Venezuela, Maduro, Qatar, my pardon, former Prime Minister of Australia, Malcolm Turnbull, and we raised 22 million US dollars. But while we there raising monies, Trevor Walker and a bunch of deracinated elements. And let me make the point here too. I never referred to the Barbudan people as deracinated imbeciles. Understand that. There was a small cadre of people, Trevor Walker et al., who were trying to undermine the recovery of Barbuda, undermine your progress. And you know, when it comes to fighting for the people, I am your best warrior. And when it comes to defending the people, my tongue is sharp, and I make no apologies about it. So I said to them, man, get out of the way, man, you deracinated elements. You deracinated imbeciles. And you know what I was saying to Trevor? I was saying to them that you all are fools. An imbecile is a fool. And when I say deracinated, it means that they have no real love for the country, no connection to the country. They're disconnected. You want to see the destruction of Barbuda for political gain. And me, Gaston Brown, called Trevor Walker. The other one, the Devon Warner. I said, y'all are nothing but deracinated elements. Deracinated imbeciles. And let me tell you, fair game, because they call me all sorts of names. Then, we had a problem with the European Union. European Union said to us that the 5 million European dollars, euro, should not be utilized to build homes. They said to us that taxpayers' money should not be used to build homes for the Barbudans. Gaston Brown had the gumption to tell them, well, if you're not giving us to build homes, keep your money. And we pressed them until we got them to agree to give you the monies to build the homes. And you know, every single home that was repaired in this country after Hurricane Irma, by the European Union funds, by the Chinese funds, and other funds that my government spent, obviously, is to the credit of my administration. Trevor Walker had absolutely nothing to do with it. The BPM members, they had nothing to do with any recovery. The only thing they got must have 50,000 US dollars, some sandals. All the remaining funds were raised by my administration. All. And I want to remind you all, you know, when Hurricane Louis decimated Antigua in 1995, you know how much monies were raised with all the efforts by Celeste and others? 20,000 US dollars. You know how much Gaston Brown and Team Labor raised? 22 million US. And when they tell you that we have accounted for funds, they're telling lies. We have filed a report to the Parliament of Antigua and Barbuda confirming how every cent that we collected was spent. And I want to tell you, I listened carefully to the former Secretary of the Council, Mr. Paul Ned. And I give you a commitment that after the next general elections, we're going to do a forensic audit of the council. So Trevor Walker, I hope there's no wrongdoings here. But then again, when we paid the $3 million recently from the Treasury of Antigua and Barbuda, and you stop your forwardness, Trevor Walker, the money didn't come out of the personal bird account. Came out of the Treasury. We paid the $3 million over. We tried to get 5. You know what the Accountant General said? He said, look, you have to get them to clean up the act. The council does not account for the monies that they collect on a weekly basis. And the Accountant General said to me that they have been manipulating the figures, wasting the money, not paying the workers, and then saying that the Antiguan government, that the Prime Minister has not paid the funds. I want to tell you all, you know, somebody going to jail. Mark my word. Now, let us look what has happened now to Barbuda in terms of the projects that we have brought to this country. We are pursuing a deliberate strategy to bring all high-end hotels to this country. And we also carving out a space so that you, the Barbudans, can also own small hotel properties. And I see one of your hotel owners here. Very proud of her. Miss Burton, Kelsina. And we need to see more Kelsinas here in Barbuda. We have given a number of Barbudans leases of prime beach land already. We've given Mr. Lee, he partnering with Seamus Kelly, so they can build out a hotel right here on the southern coastline. Even Abisha got a lease on 79 acres of beach land here. And we say to him, if you can find a foreign investor to work with you, of course you have our full support. And already, I know that he's in negotiations with a group that intends to pursue a Six Senses resort. And there are many others who have gotten leases, formal leases, not going to put down stake and mark your land by some kind of tree. Surveyed, a legal document giving them ownership. We have also gotten a group of Barbudans who have given a license to for FBO, fixed base operation. So when the people come here in the private jet, they go to the fixed base operation, and that will generate a significant amount of money. The deal is PLH will build it, and the Barbudans will get at least 30% without putting in $1. You see how we're empowering your people? That's what you call real empowerment. Look at the duty-free concessions that we're giving to Barbudans, like Pumpkin. You see how beautiful those apartments look down there? That is the aspiration that we have for all the Barbudan people. And let me tell you something, my dear people. Barbuda cannot develop and advance without a property rights system. Let no one fool you. You can't take the land out of economic circulation and progress. That is standard, that you must make the land available. So all the projects that we have brought to this country, the land that they're utilizing is to create economic opportunities to the people of Barbuda. And let me give you a typical example. If PLH spends, let's say, $400 million a year in the country's economy, and we get 20% in taxes, that's $80 million a year. And if we collect another $20 million in property taxes, that's $100 million per year. Why should Barbuda come and beg us for $10 million every year? We're going past that, man. This is the 21st century. So we are now positioning the Barbudans so you can lift your living standards, so they can own more assets, more land, more buildings, more cars, more businesses. That is our ambition for you. That is our vision for the Barbudan people. And you can see it happening. So we're going beyond the issue of employment. And already, Barbuda is the only island community in the entire Caribbean that has 100% employment. And who do you think do that? Labour Party. Let's hear it for Labour, man. Now, we have given a commitment that every Barbudan adult will be given 1 acre per land, 1 acre of land for $1 per acre. Every adult Barbudan will be given 1 acre of land for $1 per acre. And that doesn't include what you own here in Codrington, you know. You can get that for $1 And that doesn't stop you from getting more land, you know. So if you have a project and you need additional land, of course you can get additional land. But what we're trying to do is to give each Barbudan adult a leg up. And let no one fool you. The system that exists now, which we're changing, it provides you with no ownership. It's what you call a slave construct. Which at Codrington, they had a lease. The British government owned the island. And they confined you to Codrington. And they said that you were tenants in common. You can't be tenants under my administration. You'll be owners. And let me say this, you know. I was here 2 weeks ago. And there's a lady who said to me, Prime Minister, I have 20 members in my family, between me and my grandchildren. She said to me, am I going to get 20 acres? I said, yes, you and your family, 20 acres I get. And if you put, let's say, $10 per square foot on the land, $400,000 a piece per acre, and you multiply that by 20, nearly $9 million. You can say no to that? Marabia, anything? So if me as Prime Minister and my administration come and say to you that this informal system in which you're talking about ownership in common, bring me some kind of title deed that should they have ownership in common. And let me tell you now, I speak the truth, I stand on the truth. You may not like me, but you know what? A decade from now, many of you will look back and say, Gaston Brown stood in front of me and spoke the truth. So those who want to lie to you and to tell you that the Codringtons, who never owned the land, left you the land, if you want to believe that, then you're going to believe that pigs will fly. And pigs ain't flying in Barbuda because you're intelligent people. Don't let Trevor Walker and the BPM members continue to insult your intelligence. Many of you in this country, you're far brighter than me. And how can you allow a man like Trevor Walker, because he wants to preserve himself in power, to get richer? And let us not forget, you know, there's one man who has gotten wealthy in Barbuda under the leadership of Trevor Walker, and that is Trevor Walker. Let us not forget that. So if indeed Trevor Walker was trying to protect your land, as he so says, and he was empowering you, maybe giving you a title, I could understand. But he ain't giving you nothing. Before PLH, he could not even get you a proper job. So the issue is, Trevor Walker is totally irrelevant. And he's seeking relevance. And that is why he tried to latch on to the Prime Minister and latch on to the land issue. But the land issue is passé. It's Trevor Walker, Mackenzie Frank, et al., who took us to court. We didn't go to court, you know. They took us to the Privy Council and lost. So let us understand that my administration did not take the Barbuda Council to court for anything. They took us to court and they lost. And you're telling me the lords in them in the United Kingdom, they're going to give a flawed decision because of Gaston Brown? They don't know me. They don't know nobody in Barbuda. And having got that decision, I want to say to the Barbudan people, the land issue is a settled issue. Don't allow anyone to fool you and to use a flawed land argument to get political support. They've done it for 40 years. They've done right off the horse there for 40 years. The horse foot broke, the horse dead. Understand? Let us look forward now into the future in terms of where we're taking Barbuda. And this is now the next level of development, the next level of progress and prosperity. And let me tell you something. No politician in the Caribbean has more vision than me. I'm not only braggadocious. I said to you 10 years ago that Barbuda was a diamond in the rough and that you'll become a luxury destination, that you'll make a net contribution to the Antiguan treasury, and it is happening. I say to you tonight that the Barbudan people will become among the wealthiest in the entire Caribbean. I say to you that we will continue to grow this island community exponentially, creating more revenues, creating more opportunities for entrepreneurship, creating more jobs. And let me say this, there are many opportunities that will become available at PLH and all of the other luxury properties. I also want to say to you all too, any luxury property, any resort that we lease land to and they don't perform, we take back the land. Mark my word. You see, like Packer and Robert De Niro, I don't want Robert De Niro ready, you know. Perform. So, we are not speculating with your land. The last investor who came here a few months ago, well, early in the year, we said to them, if you want the lease, and they haven't got the lease yet, they should get it soon. That's his Dulcina property with Purcell et al. We said to him, if you want the new lease, put up $30 million in the bank. And you know what? They deposited the $30 million a couple of months ago at ECAB. $30 million in the bank already. So we're not playing with your land. We're not speculating with your land. We are employing the land to create economic opportunities for your advancement. You know, I wished that when Antigua and Barbuda became independent, that Surveyor had decided to give every adult 1 acre of land. Because I know that the poverty that I grew up in would not have happened. And here you have a caring administration saying to you, you have been left behind for decades. You have been fooled about the land tenure. We're giving you real ownership in which you'll have a land certificate and you do what you want with the land. If you want to use it for educational purposes, for entrepreneurship, for mortgage purposes, whatever you want to do. Or if you want to hold it and pass it on from generation to generation, that's your choice. My dear people, I want to call upon Barbudans to seize the opportunities. At this time, Barbuda has the opportunity to make a fundamental change and to get its first female representative in Comrade Knacyntar. And I want to say to all Barbudans that you should be extremely proud of Comrade Knacyntar. The way she has developed herself under very difficult circumstances, had to move from Barbuda, come over to Antigua, going to UE5 Islands, at the same time operating or serving as a mother, serving as a wife, serving as a senator, multi-talented, multi-skilled. And I say to you, the Barbudan people, that Knacyntar, she's the present and she's the future. I say to you that Trevor Walker has absolutely no role to play in the contemporary politics of Barbuda. He's passé, he has nothing to offer. If a man comes to you today with all the progress around you, and all he can do is to curse the Prime Minister, to curse Gaston Brown, and to talk about land, I say to you that he has no useful purpose. And I call upon the people of Barbuda to take control of your development. And those who continue to block progress, you have an obligation to move them out of the way. Trevor needs to get out of the way. Because at the end of the day, you know, he's just concerned about being the king of the ashes. He wants to be the king of a Barbuda in which you have a whole slew of poor people. He wants to disempower the people of Barbuda so that he will be the king of Barbuda. He and his family. You now have a young lady who is committed to serve you. And I'm saying here, you know, I came over here in 2017 to support her candidacy to become a council member. And she was successful. And I'm here again now in 2023. As she's now poised to become your next representative. Let's hear it for Comrade Knacyntar. And you must know that when you vote for Knacyntar, you're voting for progress. And if they say that if you vote for Knacyntar, you're voting for Gaston Brown, but guess what? Gaston Brown is your greatest asset. There's no Prime Minister that has done more for Barbuda than Gaston Brown. There's no Prime Minister that has spent more time in this country than Gaston Brown. You ever see V.C. Bird, our late great hero, national hero, or Lester Bird, or Baldwin Spencer, or George Walter jamming a Barbuda in a band? You ever see any Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, or Chief Minister, or Premier in Barbuda fishing? I am you and you are me. And I do it out of love. And I want all of you to understand, not only the Barbudans, but the Antiguans too. There's one man in this country that will give his life for the people, is Gaston Brown. Many people misconstrue my stridency. My stridency is to fight unrelentingly for the advancement of the people of Barbuda and Antigua. And I better start to get the sequence right. Barbuda and Antigua. Because right now, Barbuda in the lead. And I'm going to say something here. My colleagues, our colleagues in Antigua, be vexed. But mark my word, in 5 to 10 years, the Barbudan people can make far more money than Antiguans. And you know why? Because we're developing Barbuda properly. It's like a clean canvas. Just imagine, for example, someone who may be cleaning pools for these various luxury properties. Within the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to have at least 500 pools, swimming pools on this island. So if you have 50 Barbudans who are cleaning pools, and they have 10 apiece, and they charge $1,000 a piece, that's $10,000 a month in revenue. When you look at the amount of glass that you have at PLH over there, window cleaning and so on, we expect you to seize those opportunities. Form your cleaning company, form your property management company. That's why we're bringing these high-end resorts here, so that you can provide the services. And already, I see Mr. Thomas and his wife, they're providing limousine services. I see many of you already providing services. Final point I want to say here, I'll make here tonight. Let us understand that PLH is extremely important to Barbuda. Let us understand that PLH is currently employing hundreds of Barbudans and hundreds of Antiguans too. Let us understand that if you were to re-elect Trevor Walker, that you'll be putting that progress at risk. Let us understand that if he puts that project at risk, that it will destroy the investment climate in Barbuda. It's the first time in the history of Barbuda, investors literally rushing to come to Barbuda now. They call it Buzzbuda. And I'm saying here, my dear colleagues, let us not risk any form of retrogression. This is not about Trevor Walker, it's at 15 years. When you give a man 15 years to prove his worth, and 15 years later, all he can come and do is accost the Prime Minister and talk about land, time for you to retire him. So let us, my dear colleagues, not risk the progress that we've made during the last 8.5 years under the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Let us not risk the progress that Barbuda has made within the last 2 years in particular as a result of PLH. And can you imagine what will happen when Packer and De Niro come on stream? In fact, I spoke recently with Robert De Niro, and already they have the joints. That project will start sometime next month. And the other project with Purcell et al., that project too will start within a matter of months. It's fly Barbuda, and Barbuda's gonna fly. And when you talk about per capita income and so on, when you look at the amount of economic activities that be generated on this island, Barbuda as an island destination within the next decade or less will have the highest per capita income in the Caribbean. That is what we're building out here. And one final issue. All of the services that we have in Antigua, we're bringing them here. We already moved state insurance here, establishing a satellite branch. We're developing a business hub. I'll leave that for Knacyntar. And all of the different areas, the PAE, Social Security, Education Levy, they'll all have offices here. So no longer you will have to travel to Antigua to get those services. And you know what? You see the airport there? Within the next 3 years, maximum, we will expand that airport so that we can land an American airline directly here. So when you want to go to the United States, you don't have to come to Antigua. You literally board the American Airlines here and fly into the United States. Me, Gaston Brown, promise you that. You know my word is my bond. And I guarantee you that before the end of this term, new term, that we will land an American airline here and establish a flight from North America into Antigua. And that does include the private jets. By June of this year, your new airport will be open. So you'll have a lot of private jets operating, coming directly to Barbuda. We're spending $10 million as well, starting this month, later this month, to build you a new cargo port. Let me tell you now, my administration does not play. Look what we've done with the energy plant. You're the only island community in the Caribbean in which 60% or more of your energy is supplied by renewable energy. Or who you think do that? Gaston Brown and Team Labour. So my dear people, the Labour Party has performed. We have delivered. And I ask you, my dear countrymen and countrywomen, my dear brothers and sisters here in Barbuda, to continue to support the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. And I ask you here in Barbuda specifically to support Comrade Knacyntar. We're trying our best to get our 4 female candidates elected. I know the females here in Barbuda like those in Antigua, that they believe in gender equity. Do you want to see a female in parliament representing Barbuda? But of course, it's a call on the females, support your own. Support Comrade Knacyntar. She's qualified, she's competent, she's capable, she's committed. Support her and to make sure that we create history in Barbuda by making Comrade Knacyntar the first female representative of Barbuda. Thank you very much, my dear people.
Let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. You hear the Prime Minister of Barbuda? Let's hear it, man. Let's acknowledge what just happened, man. People of Barbuda, you hear from the horse's mouth. Not Trevor and they over there who I talk like one dog puppy cow over there. I chat ignorance their people head. This year program. Barbudans, we have to tap into what the Prime Minister said tonight. And we must be ready, willing, and able to move with the progress that's coming for our country. Without further ado, let me bring the lady of the hour. The lady will be the next representative of this country. Let whoa, man, wait, wait, man. Allow me to run this, man. Wait, man. Before I do that, me have to clean my house first. And let me clean the house first. I have to recognize one of the most important Barbudan in this country. He right here with me tonight. Comrade Ned, come forward. Let the people see you, man. Come forward. Comrade Ned. Comrade, the most important Barbudan in this country. Mr. Prime Minister, this man deserves Sir Bill Ned. True Barbudan, man. Help everybody in this country. Never turn down nobody. No matter your color, don't matter your persuasion. This man is a man of the people. And here you, Comrade Knacyntar is the genes, bread, born blood of Bill Ned. So why should we don't support the most true Barbudan seed, man? Barbudans, let's rise, man. It's time to rise. Without further ado, the lady of the hour, come on, Barbuda, rise, Barbuda, rise.
I come for this work, sign me up. I come for this work, sign me up. I come for this work, and I go work it properly. I wanna sign.
Good night, Barbuda. Good night, Barbuda. Women of labor, youths of labor, rise up, Ants Nest, rise up. Let them see we mean business. Let me tell you, I did not choose that introduction song by chance. I mean it when I tell you, I come for this work, and I'm ready for this work, and I've been doing the work for you with the little resources that I had available to me. So you don't make them come tell you no nonsense. If it's one thing I know, we are a small community, and you know me. And you know what I am capable of. And you know the clever talker. He can clever talk all he wants. But you know him. And the man bad-minded, bad-minded, bad-minded. He not love nobody. He all for himself. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. We live it every day. And you know it. Now make them tell you no ignorance about me get up and gone and Antigua left you. I wasn't there wasting time. I wasn't there wasting time. And as soon as you will finish, I back over here to do the work for you. And even in UE, you see me, I come over and I implement my projects for the disability, for the entrepreneurs. I ensure that I continue to work for you while going to school, while being a mother, and while being a wife. Barbudans, don't let them fool you. And he right there. And what has he done for you? Barbudans, let me tell you, I am so pleased with my people. I am so pleased with the young people of Barbuda. About 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister was here, and we had what we called a one-on-one meeting with our constituents. Because I said to him, PM, one of the things that I want to bring under my tenure is to eliminate Barbudans saying, oh, the Prime Minister don't care about us. The Prime Minister there, we here. So I want whatever is offered to Antiguans is offered to Barbudans here too. Even to be able to come in on a daily basis and sit with the Prime Minister. And I will tell you, and probably the PM felt so, but he never said it. I was a bit skeptical, I was a bit scared, because I'm saying, boy, I hope these people don't just come up here and just beg for handouts and embarrass me. And I must tell you, when we were sitting in that room that we turned into an office, I had young people coming in there and saying, Mr. Prime Minister, I want you to explain this long thing to me because I want to understand. Mr. Prime Minister, keep doing the work that you're doing because of you and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. I have started my business. It's growing and I'm now able to employ other Barbudans. PMLI, I am telling you, I felt so proud to see persons like Clive James. Everybody know Clive James' story. Where was Clive James working? Who sent him home? And they give this man such hard time. And because of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party and the projects that we have brought to Barbuda, the PLH project, Clive James is now a proud business owner and he has now employed Barbudans. Come on, Barbudans, don't let them fool you. And let me not even get started on Comrade Andre Lee, because we already see the fruits of labor where he is concerned. And there are so many more Barbudans that we are turning into entrepreneurs and developing your businesses so that you don't have to walk and beg Trevor for nothing. Barbudans, wake up, rise up, and see what is happening in this island. You know, the other day we had an executive meeting and my comrades were a bit upset with me. You know what they tell me? They say, comrade leader, they don't gone out 2-3 times. And we not gone out yet. But people upset, they want to see we, they want to hear from we. What we do? I said, listen, we are leaders, not followers. Not because them go out, we go run behind them. We will prepare ourselves for the battle that is before us. We will have a grand rally. We will bring out our people and we will have a platform that brings messages of substance. Not people on platform squeak like a rat and tell a whole ton of lies. I listened to one of them and I'm not degrading anybody. This is what they have said on their platform. And Lord help me because it kills me for have to listen sometimes. But you know you have to, because you have to know how to counteract the lies that is being said. And I sat there and I listened and I couldn't believe when I heard a young female councillor say, oh, I ain't a vote for them because I got to pay for water. And that's the way I want. give me a break. That is the message that you are bringing to the people. And I never hear a platform full of more dreams. Who not dream about angel with gun because Gaston can't take land? It is ridiculous. That is what you think of Barbuda people. That is the message you have for Barbuda people. Barbudans, don't be fooled. I tell you, don't be fooled. And you know another thing I notice? When they talk on them platform, they will never call my name. It's always Gaston, Gaston, Gaston. Land, land, land. I remember the last election. All you could hear was land and sand, land and sand. But now you're not hear about sand. Tell me why. Tell me why. Because them are the one who are do everything with the sand. Sand mean too bad. Sand mean too bad. Mr. John Knacyntar, you're my former principal. Me hear you lash me too. I say me a puppet. The same man that wrote my recommendation letter, and the first line of that letter said, an independent thinker and one of the brightest Barbudans. But all of a sudden, because I'm with Team Labour, me a puppet. You of all person, the puppet master, calling people puppets. Just give me a break. I have too much respect for you to even go down that road tonight. But the question I ask, I won't make her can't touch me on a platform. I ain't had nothing to say about Knacyntar. Oh wait, you know what? This is what I hear them say. If family too big, so I can't go cause they get vexed and then now come vote for we. Barbudans, don't be fooled. Don't let them fool you. Let me tell you, our messages here tonight are of substance and we bring facts. We are not here to fool you. We live here every day. One of them say, oh, where she come from all of a sudden? A Barbudan maybe. I am a come from, and even the 5 years that I spent in Antigua going to school and dealing with my child, but do more for Barbuda than you will live here. And another thing, they tried their best to try and demonize me where Hurricane Irma recovery is concerned. You see how they're wicked? Council election in 2017 was in March. Hurricane Irma came in September. You do the maths. Count the months between there. 5-6 months thereabout. Listen, I had no political experience. Everybody know that. I was just managing the digital store. And from there to politics, I tell people I didn't choose politics. Politics chose me. But I decided to take the call and stand up for my Barbudan people. Because we needed better representation on this island. My people. So I heard them, I hear them on the platform. Oh, Hurricane Irma, wait me there when I see you. But they're wicked bad. I remember after Barbuda was decimated, the day after, I drove my vehicle and I listened to the radio and I cried. And I heard the Prime Minister on the radio say that he's coming over to see what is happening because they've lost all communication with Barbuda. And you know what I did? I drove around. We know how Barbuda was, trees here and there. And I drove the roads I could drive on. And I saw Kendra right down by ACB Bank. And I said, Kendra, listen, we need to put all differences aside. But it's time for us to lead. And as the chair of the Barbuda Council, I am calling on you to come with me today. Let us go around. The Prime Minister said he's coming on a helicopter. Only one place where helicopter can land right now, and the airport. So half an airport they go. Let's go around, gather our people, go out to airport, and just wait on the Prime Minister. That is called leadership. And we drove around. And I felt so good, me and Kendra in that vehicle. And we saw Robbie, and we saw Asha, and we saw Makisha, and everybody came. And I'm sure y'all saw the photo, and pictures don't lie, with all of us in the back of that white pickup together. And I tell you, after the Prime Minister touched down, there you go. After the Prime Minister touched down, we were still together. And we planned how we're going to get all of you out of this place safely because there was another impending storm. Boy, we were doing well. We were doing very well until Harold Lovell touched down in that helicopter. A helicopter that was paid with government monies. He and his goons came, they touched down. Boy, me just see Kenja and Asher disappear in one corner. Whatever Harold in the air, Kenja and Asher never come back by my side and by our side to help us. Me wonder what happened here. We had persons who had high blood pressure, hallucinating because of the high blood pressure. And I can't forget, the now Commissioner Atlee Rodney was standing right next to me, and I saw Harold Lovell and his goons going back on that same helicopter, and I said no. You heard the Prime Minister say he was there, and I said to them, no, we have sick people under there, let them go on the helicopter. The man run, go on the helicopter and leave the sick people underneath there. And you want to tell me that that is leadership, and you all want to continue to have that kind of bad-minded, hypocritical behavior and follow that? BPM aligns themselves with UPP is one in the same. I heard him on the platform the other night talking about, Brother Harold said this will be done and we're going to get rid of PLH after the elections when we bring home the seat. Give me a break. And for tell you how the man wicked. For tell you how he wicked. Then go down in the schoolyard. I said they challenge list. But hear what? Do I homework? New kid on the block. Then take me sit down and not do nothing. New kid on the block. They miscalculated the date for claims and objections. Then go down there the wrong day. I said them a claim and object. And claims and objection had gone the day before. I heard him on the platform. And they said they go object to the whole list. So I went down there and I asked, do we have any claims and objections? Me nah lie to tell you for me heart they pong. Me say tall, all of we hard work can go down the drain so. And when I went, the agent said, no, Miss Ned, we don't have any claims and objections. And I scratched my head. I said, Tal, this not like them, because if for one thing I know, they love and fight. They love and fight bad. I have heard your cries, and I have tried my best to deal with them. You know, it's a short campaign, because PM drop on bump and we just like that. But that's fine, because me tell you, me have plenty energy for go still, you know, but me ready for it come to an end. So on the 18th of January, when they announce that winner, Knacyntar Ned, we gonna have this sea red go down my schoolyard and come up on Madison. But that business hub is simply a complex where you will now have your medical benefits office, your social security office, your transport board office, and all the other government services. I saw them on Facebook making posts about, you can't get birth paper down post office no more, and they're cussing and they had the worst for say about Gaston Brown. And this is another way of enslaving us. Me don't really see how that enslave us, but. So I am saying, rather than being counterproductive and going on Facebook and cussing and rambling, let's find out how we can get it done here. And the other day I saw them arguing about not being able to get a police report here. And I said, rather than being counterproductive, let's find out how we can get it done here. So I called the Commissioner of Police and I said, Commissioner, I am being told that Barbudans now cannot get a police report in Barbuda. What's going on? What's causing that? And I went and I had a meeting with Sergeant Bristol and I asked him the same question. And the commissioner said, Senator, I'm going into a board meeting shortly. We'll find out how we can deal with that. I said, Commissioner, please, I beg you. Oh Lord, it costs Barbudans too much to come over here just to get a simple paper done. And sometimes we have to be there 2-3 days. Next day, the commissioner called me back. And all day I'm going to say, boy, I didn't study me now. Next day he called me back. He said, Senator, by January month end, police records will be issued in Barbuda at the police station because we have the facilities to do so. And we will send over whatever else they need. Comrades and friends, Barbudans, I'm saying to you, you want to continue to have a clever talker, or you want to have a young woman, an intelligent woman, and if it's one thing about women, no offense to the men, If it's one thing about women, there is this thing that we have called nurture. And when you hear we move, we don't just move by ourselves. We move and we bring everybody with we. Everybody must come. And as Comrade Ricardo said, everybody must nyam. So let me tell you, Barbudans, you want to continue under a leadership that is selfish, bad-minded, and hypocritical, and has no vision for you, but every night they come out on platform is just cuss, Gaston Brown. Come on, Barbudans, you deserve better than that. That is an insult to you as Barbudans. And let me tell you, he don't love nobody. You see those councillors, I can go ahead and know, because he have no love for y'all. Devon, you're my friend. Queenie, you're my friend. You know me now, put you down. But let me tell you something, they only have use for your election time. Only election time. Then I had nothing good to say about you. Only election time. Remember whole song. You make your picnic right, Pan Trevor, and you'll live to face that today. And my ladies, my beautiful ladies that sit on that council, because you're all beautiful ladies, and it hurts my heart to see that y'all sit there and have that man dumb you down so day after day, and he have nothing good to say about y'all. In canvassing, I spoke to an individual BPM supporter, but the lady said, come in, I want to hear what you have to say, because now I move from BPM and I'm undecided. So you know me run, go sit down and me catch. And I'm talking to her and the lady said to me, listen, at the end of the conversation, she said, listen, you know what, I'm going to give you a chance. You know why? You see, I'm not a supporter of Labour. I am BPM. But right now, I am anti-Trevor Walker because I am woman, I am female, I have daughters, and this man come in my living room and he sit here and he talk bad about their woman pan council. Then I know that from them. And you know what that mean. And I just shake my head. I just shake my head to see some of them posting up his flyer on WhatsApp 24/7. And he has nothing good to say about you. Come on. You deserve better. And the thing is, they know, you know. They know what he's saying about them. They know. And they continue to pretend. Well, Mark, he said that he can't let go finance, and we saw that the other day when they had the little fracas of who want what committee. Mark, he said he can't let go finance, and I'm not saying nothing more. Meow. Wade, you're my family, and I will leave that there. But this man, boy, he chop you down every chance he get in private. And I come here and I am not holding no stones. He come and he chop you down in private every chance he get. I am not here to pretend. I am a realist and I'm telling you like it is. This is what people are telling me when I go out to canvass to them. I don't pretend. I lay everything flat and I tell them like it is. He have nothing good to say about you, because anybody that this man see on the council that threatens him as the MP, he get rid of them. Tell me, where is Kendra and Asha for today? Two persons on the BPM who revived the BPM. He kicked them into them bottom after they revived BPM. Where is Kazim for today? The man runs Salim off a council. Come on, people, stay woke. Stay woke. And he ran his secretary, oh lad, Popal. And Senator Jones, oh my, well he don't say that you can't smell the Senate seat there again, because he may have to call you with their nomination for come and nominate him, so you know that's it. Barbudans, simply put, the man is a hypocrite, he bad-minded, and he talk out a two-corner mouth. I'm sorry, with the 10-tongue. Yes, the 10-tongue liar. So, comrades and friends, before I leave you, I want to put this vision to you. I had a conversation with Comrade Makisha, and I know she's still upset with me for it. And we were strategizing in one of our strategy meetings. And she said to me, Senator, you know what would be a good strategy for you? Seeing is believing. You go to Antigua. You sit in that cabinet room, you make a video, and on each chair, you put every minister's name, and you walk around that table, and you show your seat, and you sit in your seat, and you show the people of Barbuda what they are missing, and they need a seat at that cabinet table to make decisions on your behalf. Listen to me, the Barbudan seat in cabinet is getting cold. What are you doing, people of Barbuda? We need to be at the decision-making table. Listen to me, it's labor across Antigua and Barbuda. But let me tell you, and I'm being real, and I hope nobody takes offense, but Parson christen them picnic fuss. Parson christen them picnic fuss. So when you hear the brebre, as old people say, come to cabinet, and the Prime Minister has to now say, which minister will get what? Samantha now sit down there and argue for Boland's people. Because if I know anything about Sam, that is a firecracker. Chet don't have he experience, so he know if he use the sweet words, and let's not talk about Cutie Benjamin. They are not going to sit there and not argue for their constituencies. And let me tell you something. Who in there argue for Barbuda? The Prime Minister does, but me tell you, Parson christen them picnic fuss. So hear what? Let's fill that seat come the 18th of January 2023 so that this person can christen